Fortnite just announced Fortnite Creative 2.0 or Fortnite mods or whatever you want to call it. And I'm not here today to show you everything that is in Fortnite Creative 2.0. There's probably dozens of other videos which already do that. But I want to show you guys 10 things that you might have missed in this live stream that Fortnite just made, or the Unreal team just made. And there were so many questions like regarding PS4 and Xbox and consoles or whatever, and like, can you do it without being a coder or whatever. And I will try to answer all of these in these 10 things that I found in this live stream. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. Starting with number one, we have something that is very important after all, and that is the most important thing of the whole thing.
Think of this as an extension of the existing creative toolset and not a replacement.
I saw a lot of people actually kind of struggling and kind of losing their mind about oh my god, no, I now have to learn all this new stuff, and all the years of creating Fortnite creative stuff is now gone and whatever. It is just a tool that we get as an extension to Fortnite Creative. You can still use Fortnite Creative as normal. You can still use it on PS4. You can still use it on your smartphone or whatever you want to, where you want to use it. You can still build like you ever did. And there will probably still come a lot of updates until this point where this big new Fortnite extension comes up and Fortnite 2.0 is born or whatever. But don't freak out. Don't get crazy about oh my god, I have to learn this and this. You can still do whatever you want in Fortnite Creative. You don't have to learn to code. And keep in mind, just because it's in there doesn't mean people have to use it. And also, most importantly, just because it's in there doesn't mean everybody will master it day one. You will still have the time to learn these. Yes, there are things that you can do to kind of speed up the process. I'll try to show you guys some different processes which you can do to help yourself. But in general, you can still use Fortnite Creative as it is right now, and you can still enjoy making maps like you ever did. Which brings me to number two. Will this be for everybody, and can everybody use it on PS4, Xbox, your Switch or whatever? So Epic said that they're trying to keep it available for everyone.
So the 100% the goal is just like everything in Fortnite Creative inside of Fortnite, that everything you create works on every platform and you can publish and see it live on every platform.
So everybody can experience this new thing. Obviously, there will be some downsides if you're playing on console, and some super cool things that you can do in PC, but not on console. But the main general point is will be probably available on any platform. Okay, number three will be third-party software. And if you don't know what third-party software means, it is basically different programs that are not inside of Fortnite. So basically anything else in Fortnite, like for example Word or I don't know, Paint. Obviously, people will not use Paint inside of a Fortnite creative software. They said, as an example, Maya or other 3D softwares. So Maya is basically an animation software which is used in the industry quite a bit, and it's actually one of the leading animation softwares which is used by so many big studios. And you can use that inside of Fortnite Creative, which is kind of insane. Obviously, it is only on PC. But keep in mind, just because you can do that doesn't mean you have to do it. And also, Maya is very expensive. So it is a cool thing to have these extensions and have third-party software, but do you really need it to have fun in Fortnite Creative? I don't think so. Number four, Fortnite Creative will get its own coding language.
I was part of the team that helped launch Fortnite Creative. Since then, the community's done some amazing things, and we want to give them even more tools to help build fun and engaging experiences inside of Fortnite. Let me walk you through an early prototype of one of these new tools, a game script used to implement Box Fight. We start the script by waiting for players to join. As you can see, some commands take time to complete, and the game continues on as this script waits for an event.
So if you don't know what a language is, it's basically the stuff that you write the code in. It's like, for example, with Java or Python or C++, which is currently used in the Unreal Engine. And all of these languages have their specifics, and they're all different from each other. They can all do different things better than others, and they all have their different purposes. And Fortnite Creative will get its own language, which is super cool. It will probably be super easy to use, and it will probably be more like a beginner-friendly language. And if you ever coded before, you know that some languages are easy. Like, for example, Python is a very easy coding language. But if you compare it to a different language, which is super hard to understand, and which is maybe a few years older, Fortnite Creative is probably going to have a very simple one, which is obviously the main goal of Fortnite Creative to keep it simple and keep it available to everybody, so you don't have to be a master genius to understand Fortnite Creative. So if you're worried that you have to create stuff from the scratch and that you have to create all these different materials yourself and that you have to write all the code yourself, there will probably be pre-added content which you can use just like in Fortnite Creative now, where you can just add different things to the scenario and just have fun with them, playing around with them, scale them, do whatever you want with them. You don't have to worry that you have to learn everything from scratch and that you have to build everything from scratch. There will probably be some Fortnite related content in there. As they already show in the thing that they showed, there's some pre-edited stuff, there's some galleries like it is in Fortnite Creative. And if you know, the Unreal Engine also have this kind of stuff, so they're probably keeping it very similar to that. And a good tip here is if you want to kind of pre-learn the stuff and want to kind of get a feel for how it feels to work inside and for a real engine, just go into the Unreal Engine, download it, and there's a lot of pre-made stuff already. You don't have to do everything from scratch there as well. So you can just go and play around with it, play in first person mode, play in whatever, some cool physics or whatever, and try out if this is something for you. And not, you just stick to normal Fortnite Creative. So number 6 and 7 are basically very close together, and that is actually something that someone of my followers showed me, Tomato Tech on Twitter, and he actually showed me that there is purple clingers and there's a custom leaderboard which you haven't seen before yet. Obviously that all ties in very well with the new code that they implemented, but just because we get a new coding language or get a coding language in Fortnite Creative doesn't mean that all these options will be available. But I think that is something very cool to keep an eye on, that we can change color of, or that we can change rarities of weapon like very easily. I assume there will be probably some very easy options, because obviously I think they will keep it very simply and probably something close to the Overwatch scripting program that they have. Maybe a little bit more advanced. So there will be probably options like change rarity of weapons or get rarity of weapons or whatever, something like that. And also with the leaderboards, that you can probably have your own customized leaderboards from maybe this new editor which we're gonna get and stuff like that, which I think is super amazing and something to look forward to for all of these for all of you guys who ever wanted to kind of get the weapon customizer, which we never got obviously. But I think that is a good step to see that they're having stuff like that implemented and that they're obviously wanting stuff like this to happen. So number 8 is something that is, I think, a little bit more known in the community, but they also just passed through the stream, and that is that Fortnite is going to go to the Unreal Engine 5 in like next year, like 2021. And they also said that they want the Fortnite creators to have these same options. So Unreal Engine 5 will also be for the Fortnite creative tools, which means that it will be super realistic textures and super realistic reflections, much like you can already assume it is the RTX now. And stuff like that will be available then in the future on Fortnite Creative, which I think is super amazing. Which actually brings me to number 9, which is you can see or create all the stuff live in game. So if you create something in this new tool and you can see it live in a live preview in the game, and actually players can interact with your editing stuff, which is like kind of like Fortnite Creative is right now, right? So people can kind of interact with the stuff. But that inside of a real engine and inside of a real editor, a 3D editor, is kind of insane that you have this live preview while people change their textures of the thing that they're creating, whatever. And I think that is just amazing and something that I'm looking forward to do. And we will see how cool this is going to be in the end. Okay, so there's one last thing which kind of flew under the radar in all of these new announcements, and it is actually that Fortnite just created a full-on library of tutorials or explanations on how the devices and how basically everything works in Fortnite Creative. I will link you that obviously down in the description. There's a full-on, like, I don't know, 200-page gallery of things that you have to know about Fortnite Creative, and like different tutorials on different devices and how you can create different stuff, which kind of flew under the radar in all of these. I think they just posted it on Twitter, and then after that they posted the announcement of the live stream, and I kind of like that flew under the radar. And they also said that in the stream again. So there's a big new like library of tutorials which you can, it is obviously all read, so that is not not something for all people, I know. But that is something that is super cool. So you can now basically look up every device. If you have questions, just very specific questions or something, there's a new library. I will link, obviously, as already said, everything down in the description. And yeah, that is something that completely just flew on the radar, and they just posted that, which I think is super amazing. Obviously, there's still a lot of stuff which even I don't know, right? Even though doing Fortnite Creative basically 24/7. And I think it's super cool that we have these resources to kind of quickly check on and see like if we just needed that or not. And that is the 10 things that I want to share with you guys that are kind of important, that maybe flew under the radar, and that are super cool to see in Fortnite. Coming to Fortnite next year, they said it's going to be 2021. Obviously, they said it's very early, so it's probably going to be the end of 2021 and at the beginning of 2021. But yeah, we will see what the future holds, and I will see you guys back in the next video or stream, and bye.